This is Iron Man 2 Concept Series Proving Ground 3-pack featuring the translucent mold of the Mark 6, which is the Iron Man Mark 6 Holographic. I suppose this is the projected image of the designs and specs of the Mark 6 that Tony Stark has. We have the Iron Man Hulkbuster. I suppose this would be the movie version of the Hulkbuster. A concept series for the would have been more tailored in line with the theme of the movie armors. And lastly, there is the Recon War Machine, which is just another repaint and redeco of the movie War Machine. So, very interesting set of figures. I'm not exactly sure why Hasbro has put these figures together. The packaging says that these are supposedly some of the armors that Tony has, that he keeps in stock in his armory. The design, this is not really an armor, it's just more of the holographic design specs that they've turned into a figure. This is a reserve armor in case he has to fight you know who, and this is like a another prototype of the War Machine armor. So not entirely sure why they had it together, but you know Hasbro, they come up with all these interesting ideas. So let's begin. Let's begin with this one. He's the easiest. Essentially, it's just the Mark 6 armor that they've just molded into the translucent light blue plastic with some bits of red plastic inside, I believe, because as you can see there are some, I'm not entirely sure if it's just reflecting the plastic or there is really a bit of red paint inside the figure, because it's looking like there's a little bit of red underneath all that, but it could be just an optical illusion. I don't know. See right there. Very well made. I'm very pleased with the paint apps on this one. This is probably one of the most perfect figures, holographic figures I've seen in at least a couple of 3-packs I've seen on the shelf. This one was pretty good. So very nice. Some scratches here and there, but it is fine. It's a very nice figure. It'll probably work best if you have the Hall of Armor base and you just stand him up and you light him up. I've yet to get a Hall of Armor figure, so if I do get one, I'll make sure to include this one on it. Okay, so let's keep him here for a while. Let's look at the movie concept series Hulkbuster. Now, essentially, this is the fusion, I would think, of these two armors. It has the body, exact body of the Ironmonger, same articulation, same everything, with the difference of the head. The head is more of a new sculpt that they've patterned after the comic series Hulkbuster. So a little bit of a hybrid. I'm not entirely sure this is a believable Hulkbuster. The height does seem, well, the height it makes him, he's been molded to be the tallest one. The height is perfect for the Marvel Universe Hulk. I don't have him right now, I apologize, but the Hulk, he is about the same size as the Marvel Universe Hulk, because he's a little bit taller than the comic series Hulkbuster. So that's a bit of a plus for me, but overall the credence factor of this particular figure as to how believable it is to be a Hulkbuster seems to be lacking, because it's a little bit off in proportion. I would expect that these arms would have been thicker and the legs would have been a little bit more bulkier, but it's not. So it's sort of at some angles it looks great, but at some angles it looks as though Hasbro just forced the issue with this mold, and they were probably just lazy to make a movie version of this one. But you know, it's a good it's a good way to recycle some of the molds that they have, and I really love the fact that they made a new head mold instead of just repainting him directly like what they did with the first movie 6-inch figures with the red and gold monger. But anyway, it's still an interesting figure. A bit of a warning though, in the entire pack, this figure has the most quality issues of paint in terms of paint apps. There's just a lot of, you go through all the packs on the shelf, if you're lucky enough to find several, you will see a lot of unevenness in paint. Some are a little bit matte, some are a little bit shiny, like this one on mine. It's shiny here, but it's a little bit matte here. It's like they ran out of paint. This was the most balanced one I've seen, so I went ahead and picked it up. Some of them even have a painted face. The gold's a little bit here, just like on mine, and where some figures have their eyes like painted on skewed to the left or to the right. There are some scratches or bits of gold paint here and there, some overlapping red over the gold. I mean, just a lot of horrible paint apps on this figure. But overall, the whole concept is very nice, and I like the quality of paint they use. It's just that the way they applied the paint is just well, unsatisfactory for me. So be careful when you buy this 3-pack. Okay, and lastly, we have the Recon War Machine, and this time he doesn't have the ginormous missile launching cannon, and instead he has the missile rack, which is really just a smaller version of the 6-inch Walmart exclusive War Machine missile rack, which is very nice actually. And if you have the other versions of the War Machine, the movie War Machine, here we have the Omega Factor armor from the first 3-pack, and the movie War Machine. You now have a chance to make a more movie accurate War Machine by transferring this missile rack onto this one, or if you want a very if you're inclined to really modify the Omega armor, you can transfer it there. But it is transferable, it's movable, it does still sit on a ball jointed louvering mechanism, so very nice. But I sort of like it right now on this particular figure because it just complements it very well, and you know, I don't want to touch him right now because this is how I got him, and I'll probably wait for the unmasked version of this one, which will have the missile rack, before doing anything drastic. So, but very nice. All the War Machine versions are really interesting. This one is a little bit more shinier. This one's a little bit more matte because of the camouflage, the military fatigues camouflage sort of theme that they've put on him. It's very well made, more of like a jungle assault War Machine if you ask me. But he keeps everything, all the details, even the letters on the shoulder pads are there. Very nice. No issues on the clip, the ammo belt, or at least on my figure. It doesn't pop. I've had no problems whatsoever with this one. So very nice. Okay, let me just get rid of these other figures and summarize what we've just seen today. It is an interesting set, I'll give you that. It's something for, I guess, the hardcore Iron Man fans, particularly the Iron Man movie fans. I will say this: if you're just a casual collector, you do not have to buy this figure. It's a little bit this figure set. It's a little bit pricey. It's the same price, at least out here in Manila, as the Tactical Armor 3-pack, which was a Kmart exclusive, and so which leads me to believe that this is probably another exclusive in the US, but here it's not. In Manila, it's not an exclusive. You can find this on retail. The paint apps are a little bit of a, especially on this figure, are a little bit disappointing, especially for the amount of money you're going to pay for it. So if you do plan on buying this figure, make sure you check out all the each of the figures and get the best ones that have the, get the ones that have the best paint apps, even if you have to look through several stores just to find one. But if you're really a diehard collector, I suggest you pick these guys up. These are just wonderfully made repainted figures, and I'm very pleased with them. So there you go, the Proving Ground 3-pack Iron Man 2 Concept Series figures. Thanks for watching.